VIEWSONIC 4K HDR certified by Xbox 4K projector, and it has a brightness of 3500 NC lumens. So let's go around the projector and talk about the functionality or some of the buttons of it before we zoom down into the detailed features of the projector. Now, let's start off with this remote control. Look at this, the shape of it. Doesn't look really good, right? Looks like a taser, and, you know, for electrocuting people, right? But the advantage of this is backlit. So with this backlit, when used in the dark room for home theater usage, it is much better. So over here, we can move this, which means to say we are able to do the manual focus to focus a perfect picture image or video image on the screen. Now there's another knob over here whereby you can turn left and right. It's actually meant for lens shift. And this is the vertical lens shift where you can shift the image up and down to compensate for 15%. Now, looking at this Xbox. Now, what does this Xbox logo mean? Because it's certified by Xbox. So it has to do something with gaming, right? And what is being required for gaming is the refresh rate. So the refresh rate can go all the way to 240 Hertz. So again, this is a 4K projector, but being a 4K projector, 4K is not able to go up to 240 Hertz. So if you prefer to have a 240 Hertz when gaming, it will be going to a resolution of Full HD, which is 1080. But this projector is able to do 1440p at 120 Hertz, which is good. Now, this is the base of the projector. So for those who plan to use this as a desktop mount, meaning to say put on the table, then these legs are actually very flexible. They can actually adjust up and down as in the height of the projector to project the image to the screen. And not only having one leg that is adjustable, but there are two more right at the back that you can adjust. Now, for those who actually prefer to have it ceiling mount, so there are 3 screw holes over here that you can actually adopt the ceiling mount bracket, and there's also another holding piece over here that is meant for strapping the projector for ceiling mount usage. Now, this is a maintenance-free projector because it's using a laser. So with laser, the lifespan is 30,000 hours with instant on and off. Instant on and off means to say that it's able to turn on immediately upon pressing the turn on button, right? So with this 30,000 hours of life, you'll be able to achieve a maintenance-free, which means to say the entire life of the projector, you do not need to change the lamp at all. So what are the other unique functions about this projector? Many times people think that with an Xbox logo in here, it's being perceived that it is only a projector only meant for gaming. Meaning to say the projector is only dedicated to gaming, which is not true. It has the capability for gaming because of its high refresh rate, but at the same time, it is good for other functions like watching movies, right, or even doing data projecting, as in doing presentation and so on and so forth. So you will be able to actually enjoy boundless of enjoyment at home, and it is very, very versatile. There's a major disadvantage of this projector is that it doesn't come with any OS that's being built inside, meaning to say it doesn't have Android built in, so it's just purely a projector. But the advantage is that it comes with a USB port, which can act as a power source function that can power up things like Amazon Fire Sticks and so on, which can be placed at the HDMI port. So the stick placed at the HDMI port then is being powered up by this USB port. However, for those who purchase from us, we're going to bundle this with a free Android TV box, which is a Netflix certified Android TV box, which means to say you'll be able to play Netflix on it, and the Netflix app, whenever there's update, it will be updated to the latest app. So for more information about our promotion with this free Android device, go to our website at HomeEntertainment.sg. For demonstration purpose, we are now going to power up this projector using the Amazon Fire Stick. So how I'm going to connect this is connecting this to the first port, which is HDMI 1 of the projector, and this USB cable is connecting to the USB port of the projector. So I've shared with you on the pros and cons of the projector. So what are the unique selling points? The unique selling point of projector is laser. So being a laser, you have a long lifespan of 30,000 hours. It has a high brightness of 3,500 NC lumens by specs. But the most two important points are the price point. It comes with a nice price based on the hardware specs that I've just mentioned. On top of that, for the Singapore market, it comes with a 3 years warranty. Now for today's demo, I'm going to use an Amazon Fire Stick. Now look at this. Under the Amazon Fire Sticks, I'm able to do settings. So from here, I'm going to go to the display, audio, and under the display settings of the Amazon Fire Stick, okay, I'm going to set this whereby I disable the HDR first, which means my video is going to turn out to SDR. Now I'm going to show you why am I showing this. Now when I go to YouTube, okay, now this YouTube, let me search just a video and then I just play a video. Okay, let's verify that this video is playing on 4K, which is a 4K 60 Hz quality right now. Now, when I play this video, what is happening is that this video, as I said, is on SDR. When I click on the projector remote control display mode, I'm able to actually go into the selection of standard, bright, cinema, gaming, whatsoever. Okay, so I am able to choose different kind of mode over at this. So let's take on to the standard mode as of now. Okay, but what happened is if I go back to set the Amazon Fire Stick to become the HDR mode, okay, so which means to say I'm going to turn on the HDR mode always on the Fire Stick, what is going to happen is that I'm not able, when I play HDR content, I'm not able to actually configure the projector to play on any other mode anymore. Okay, so what do I mean by that? I'm going to show you in a very, very short while. Okay, so let's go in back to here. Now you see, when I choose on the display mode of the projector, look at this. It's HDR mode. I'm not able to actually select any other mode at all. So you will just be defined to the HDR mode when the Fire Stick or the source coming out is on HDR mode. So now look at this. The menu of the projector, okay, this is the menu of the projector. I find that it is not as friendly based on today's standard. Today's standard means in the year of 2024, and today's standard with this kind of simple menu is not too user-friendly, you get what I mean? Versus other brands of projectors that their menu looks better, more sexy with an Android OS or any other functions. So I feel that this is something that VIEWSONIC really got to improve in this. But again, what is the selling point then? Is this VIEWSONIC projector? The main selling point of the projector is it has laser, I mean it's working on laser. It has high brightness of 3,500 lumens. So in terms of hardware specs, it meets the specs. as in a good projector, right? But when it comes to user functionality in terms of user friendliness, it is not well benchmarked with other brands, not very well aligned with other brands. So this is the major disadvantage of the VIEWSONIC projector for this model of LX700-4K. Now, why do I feel that this HDR function is important? Because when you have HDR content, especially for movie, it do the tone mapping for your movie. But there are a lot of contents out there like live channels or even drama that doesn't have HDR. So if your device, right, like some of the device has the inbuilt function of a HDR and is being turned on without an off function, these will turn on the HDR function within the projector and you will turn to a disadvantage. Why is that so? For simple reason that when you have the HDR on, though your content doesn't have, the entire overall image will turn to become dimmer versus the original SDR function. Now the HDR is actually being turned on, which is supposed to be dimmer, right? So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to turn on the lights, and you see the difference between with the lights on and off. Okay, now the lights is actually being turned on. It's still very watchable, and right in front of us we are having a screen of size of 100-inch, and yet it's still very watchable even under the lights. So this proves that the 3500 lumens is still functioning well in terms of its brightness. Now let's take a look at the NC lumens of this VIEWSONIC LX700-4K. Let's look at the white NC lumens first. The white NC lumens, when we measured during bright mode, is 3053. The stated specification for the NC lumens is 3500 for this model. So it's about 12.7% lower than the specification. Now let's take a look at the color NC lumens. The color NC lumens, by adding the red, the green and the blue together, we are yielding at 1270. Now I'm going to test the inbuilt speaker that is built into the projector. So let's test the sound quality. In my opinion, the sound quality from the inbuilt speaker is a little bit too basic. But again, to work around, you can always use the e-arc for the sound to come out from your HDMI to your sound system, or you can use the inbuilt Bluetooth on your Android devices to your Bluetooth speakers. This video is part of a 3-part series about the VIEWSONIC gaming projectors. The second video will be briefly covering and showing the pros and cons of X2 4K, which is another model. The third video will put these two projectors side by side to show the similarities and differences between the two of them, which is between LX700-4K and X2-4K. So having said that, if you would like to be updated for the latest home theater gadgets, including projectors, home theater system and audio system, that's the reason for you to subscribe to our channel and do share our video in order to boost the YouTube algorithm, as these will encourage us to do more of this video for you.